But there's only one Christianity that God really places his hand of approval on, and that's the kind of Christianity that he gave birth to, which you and I belong to. But there's a simple lesson that I want to teach you, and you can take notes. You'll probably want to. We may read a verse or two. In 34 AD, later, Peter preached throughout Palestine. That's in Acts 9:32. And in Acts 10:21, he was sent to the household of Cornelius, and that was in 35 AD. Now we know in AD 45, Herod Agrippa I died in 45 AD. We know that from history. Peter was imprisoned by him. It was by Herod Agrippa I that Peter was imprisoned prior to that time. You find that in Acts 12, 18, 19, etc. So 12 years later, Peter is still in Palestine after his conversion. He's not set sail for Rome. In 48 AD, Paul returned to Jerusalem 14 years later. Peter was a pillar in the church there at that time. And then in Galatians 2, I'm going to read there from a moment, but in Galatians 2, Peter's ministry was confined to the Jews, or to the Bible's reference, the circumcision, most of which lived in Palestine. You'll find this in Galatians chapter 2, verse 7 and 8. So I've turned there, and I can read this for you. You may turn if you like, but you can at least note it in your notes. Here in Galatians, Paul is writing to the church in Galatia, and he says in verse 7 of chapter 2, "But contrariwise, when they saw that the gospel of the uncircumcision was committed unto me," that would be the Gentiles, "as the gospel of the circumcision was unto Peter," or the Jews. "For he that wrought effectually in Peter to the apostleship of the circumcision," or the Jews, "the same was mighty in me toward the Gentiles." So what the Bible is saying here, that Peter, his ministry was confined or called to the Jewish people, whereas the Apostle Paul, his ministry was confined, or he was sent to the Gentiles. Finally, Peter would have been disqualified as a celibate pope because he had a wife. Luke 4:38.